Uh, so what's happening here?
So to set the stage, so it's been it's been like a few months since the mine collapse. This destabilized the faction's economy for their mystical ice or frozen water or whatever Rashku called it. What did you call it?
Waterstone.
Waterstone.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So
So this has stemmed the supply of waterstone to all three factions. Like it's now a lot more of a trickle. It's a big mine. The man framed Hofrim, the leader of the Arctic wasteland, and now they finally had council, all three factions, and they're doing like their own investigation in an attempt to break up the conflict.
it's beautiful.
We're at the same mine. You're now currently the three of you would be in Dreg's office, a shabby little like shack next to like a big fucking like cliff face of ice.
Right.
There's cockroach workers all around, dipping in and out of like little ice tunnels in an attempt to mine more. And you can actually still see that where the mine the major passageway into the mine is still collapsed in an attempt to be. It's currently like being re-hollowed out, but the picture is still nailed to the ice wall, where it hasn't been touched.
Right.
Yeah.
God damn it. All right, let's get this settled. Dreg, you have absolutely no evidence whatsoever that our leader Hofram has been here or anywhere near this place.
But one of my workers, he found this. He motions over to the picture at the mine's entrance. He found this. Look at this penmanship.
Like a picture.
I've seen Hofren's handwriting on every time he comes by here to pick up shipments, and I'd say that's pinpoint.
What?
And then he shows you a signed ledger where like the L in that. There's no even L in Hofrem is here. He shows you an L.
Your entire fucking accusations are a sham.
And I'm not making any accusations. I'm just simply presenting my evidence to the three of you. Like it's none of our faults, obviously.
Were there any witnesses? Because there can't have been any witnesses.
I call over Jerry.
Well, of course not.
I call Jerry over.
They all died in the collapse.
He can't have gotten out. He has like an asthma breathing problem thing.
Where is Hofrim? If he wasn't there and didn't die in the collapse, where is he?
I'm sure he will tell you once he's back from a secret meeting I can't tell you about.
Oh shit! Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that.
Oh,
Wait, the secret meeting that's been going on for 3 months? Like, something very suspicious.
Well,
is
now
going on.
people are like aiming for his head because they think this was all his doing, which that's absurd.
I call Jerry and you see a small cockroach enter.
Oh my god.
This cockroach, he found the picture of him being hung up there at the entrance of the mine, right, Cherry? To be correct, sir, I saw you looking at the picture with a hammer in your hand, but yes, I found it there. It's true.
Aha!
It's okay. He always carries a hammer around in case one of us gets out of line. He used to like whips, but we have shells, you see.
What? Dreg, you're not supposed to use
Cruelty.
physical
I'm just
violence
writing down on my notepad.
to control the cockroaches.
Look, I remember what the first couple of cockroaches, or what the first lead, or I remember my good friend, the Archbishop of the Church of the Nartarnian, Chalupa. You know, we go out drinking every Wednesday. I remember he told me Columbus wanted them all to be slaves, and look how happy they are. And then he just beats Jerry in the head with the hammer, and he just falls over unconscious. It's okay. He'll be up in a few hours, right back to work.
This is an outrage. clearly someone of your mental health couldn't possibly. Yeah.
You guys, look, don't blame my character. You're the people that buy off of me, okay? You fund my operation. If you don't like how it's running, don't fund me.
Narty
Well, there's
heads
nothing
over
to fund
Jerry.
anymore.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking mine is gone, so I guess you're out of a job, Dreg.
It's like the
Blake,
most real
Blake,
scene.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Remember, we're trying to clear this up. Making Dreg
Yeah,
angry isn't gonna help anyone.
Well,
He starts
But
crying.
it looks like he killed Jerry.
well,
He
Dreg,
strokes Jerry's
maybe
lifeless
if you tell us
body.
what actually happened, we can help you sweep this whole Jerry situation under the table.
Jerry's fine, he says. Jerry's fine. He like folds back the antenna.
I'm gonna kick him like a nudge kick, right into Jerry's abdomen.
You hear like the sound of cracking as his exoskeleton kind of shatters.
See?
Dead.
Completely dead.
Oh God, what have you done? You've punctured Jerry's trifidulum. We've got to get the cockroach doctor. That's fatal.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! No cockroach
Whoa.
medicine.
Wait.
Wait, you have doctors here?
Look,
Right.
it's us that don't like the medicine. The cockroaches have their own thing.
It's us, the humans, that don't like the medicine.
Well, maybe they should play by human workplace rules.
Look, I
And,
get to beat them over the head. They get to heal themselves. That's our deal we have here.
Well, maybe you shouldn't beat them over the head then.
Like I said, did you come here to tell me how to run my business?
Well, you're gonna be out of a business.
Don't
unless
remind
you
me.
Tell us what happened. What actually happened.
Okay, here, fine. Let me escort you down to one of my mines, and we can recreate the scene.
No. These guys are
Okay.
gonna die.
As I point down, it's the one right next to the main mine tunnel.
Oh, jeez, it's gonna collapse.
Alright.
Can I
I'm
play the
gonna-
mine?
Head over.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, you can.
As we're walking over there, I stray behind the group and I get I have several of the cockroaches round up some blasting devices.
Oh my god.
The mine, shudder.
Shudder.
Well, Blake will finally get the information you've been looking for if we get to see the scene.
Yeah, well, hopefully. All we know is that somebody fucking nailed a picture of my boss onto the ice, the water
Now,
stone.
now I've been trying to keep this under wraps. I wanted to sell the information to you guys, but obviously you're not gonna have that. But we've been digging out this second tunnel, and we were aiming to blast into the main tunnel to see, recover the cockroach corpses, hopefully your boss, and go from there.
Ah.
Wait.
Yeah.
What was that middle part?
That was, did I hear you right?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Well, let's just move on. How are you gonna
This
blast
is
in
the time
again?
where you fucking... It's fine.
The cockroaches begin to set the charges on the edge of the mine.
Why don't you let me show you?
Well, yes, exactly. Now, it's very simple. You just need to activate the charges, stand back a few feet, and blast your way into the chamber. I say
Right.
from the entrance of the chamber.
Why are we doing this?
I
Well,
will
it's your
run. I'll just start
investigation.
running at Dreg. I don't think
I'm
we
just
have
gonna
the
run
fucking
away.
security.
The cockroaches set off the charges!
Oh god.
The mine begins to collapse.
That's right.
I order several cockroaches to throw themselves against you while the mine is collapsing.
Oh my god.
Cockroaches survived nuclear
Drag.
blasts.
What have you done?
The rocks topple atop you!
No.
But then, out of nowhere, behind you guys, where the blast was triggered, half-starved cockroaches begin pouring out of the open chamber.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Like... Well, this
And
scene
feast
was
on
going
our
well for a
corpses.
while.
Yeah, it was.
God.
Oh.
Okay.
What did we find out exactly?
In the ensuing collapse, the starving cockroaches pushed the rest of you out of the cave in time.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
It's nice of them.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Dreg.
You've noticed that the third faction leader didn't make it out though. His leg is like barely showing underneath the rubble.
No!
Name
Gerald.
was the third one. Gerald.
Dreg.
He looks at you. Yes. What seems to be the issue? See, this is
uh,
exactly why I didn't blow the hole open myself.
By the power invested in me as a member of the Church of Nartanian, you're under arrest.
More like the stupid church.
He folds his arms and he looks over to the corpse. Well, I wasn't the one who set those charges. I think you guys killed that guy.
Except, I believe, and Blake can agree with me, that neither of us touched anything. In fact, both of us tried to escape the falling rocks.
Look, it was thanks to my miners that you made it out of there.
I'll see you in court.
Do we have courts?
I'm
Courts
sure
on
we do.
ice.
I'll see you on ice.
I don't know if this answers our question,
No,
guys.
and then we gotta
Finds out Dreg is an asshole. There you go.
Or a saboteur.
Really disappointed that you didn't kill those guys. Fuck you.
I only wanted to kill one of them.
in court. Dreg manages to turn the entire investigation back on Blake and Nartine, and
Oh god, we're
blame
not
them-
playing like the entire fucking ensuing
entire
court
court
case.
scene.
no, we're dictating it now. Okay, don't worry.
Jesus. This is a long
Nartine
scene.
and Blake get convicted of the murder of the Gerald, the investigator for the third faction, and
Okay.
therefore that sparks the war.
Never let them break down. Well, like, you know, they went.
But the war's like before this.
Well, no, the conflict. They begin to the conflict.
war
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So conflict was initially breaking out, and then they attempted to resolve it.
But what the answer? What's the answer?
The answer is that the investigators found out nothing.
Only
and
death.
The investigators found out nothing, and the conflict
Only furthered
continued
the
to devolve.
conflict.
Yeah,
So just nothing.
Perfect.
Nothing but more conflict.
yeah.
God damn it.
Well, I guess
Alright.
if you'd like, you could say the investigators found out that Drake was likely responsible but could not prove it, and thus relations broke down.
All right, all right. I would like
Is
to.
that light or dark? It's dark.
Dark.
Okay.
Oh boy. Alright, well, you might as well choose a legacy, Rashku.
Oh god, that wasn't the last thing.
No, this is the
shit.
last thing.
Yeah, Rashku's the last thing.
doing the legacy is the last thing. And then we'll all be done. We'll be rid of this mess.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, maybe I can't do this. God damn it! I hate.
This lack of steampunk mess.
Yes, very much. So what happened here? We had the Waterstone mines. We had the crossbreeding. We had the conflict between the two of them.
Cockroach War, was that was this time?
Now I can also work with Presidente Forian, human politics, and the crashing of the Nartanian Ark. Alright, if I were to go to the construction of the Nartanian Ark, would that be sufficient?
Yeah, it can be anything as long as it's like something within what we did. Yeah.
Okay. So I would like to. Can I ask why Nartanian designed the arcs?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thing is, you have to dictate the scene.
Yep.
So yeah.
If it is
Alright.
our last go, you know, if you really wanted to make it another scene, yeah, I'd be all for it.
All right. So we end our story as, you know, of course, everybody ends their story with the beginning, right? That's how we go. So after the Earth ran out of nuclear resources, right? You know, people were trying to figure out, oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And this unbecoming, kind of like almost a hoodlum, basically, Nartanian, was asleep one night in his bed when he starts to have visions of this sentient cockroach talking to him.
Oh my god. It was all a ploy.
As we remember from earlier in the story, it was briefly mentioned that cockroaches have mind control powers.
It is?
Yeah, yep.
And the cockroaches, realizing that the time was right. You see, they had been stuck on the moon for so long, and they could get to the planet, but they couldn't get back to the moon, and the moon was running out of resources, so they needed to colonize another world.
Oh my god.
However, they also didn't have the technology to build it for themselves, so they got together their greatest telepaths, and unfortunately they couldn't control anybody at a distance from the moon, but working together were able to plant visions and ideas into the brains of unsuspecting humans. Of course, you wouldn't expect cockroaches to be telling them what to do. And so they got together and used their powers to insert visions into the brains of many a young man, until they found Nartanian, who was especially receptive to their telepathic communications, and also happened to be a great engineer in the making, who, with their guidance and their constant shoving, basically, he couldn't work on anything else because they were slowly driving him crazy. He was like, oh, I want to do this. No, you're going to work on this design. Was basically enslaved by the cockroaches from the moon over telepathic communication until he created the rough outline for the arcs, which the cockroaches would then land on Earth, build, because obviously the humans were incapable of building them for themselves, then take over one of them and use to explore a different planet.
What a loop. What a nice closed loop.
Yeah.
There's nothing close about this.
I think it worked. We managed to tie it back together. The cockroaches actually make sense in the story now, though. Look at that.
Answer the question.
The cockroaches forced him to.
Yeah.
Yeah. With their mind powers.
With their mind powers. That kind of came out of nowhere.
No, KDrac definitely mentioned him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
During the framing thing. Could use my cockroach magic to mind control.
My god. Look at how we just swept over the fact that Jerry was literally killed, though. By who knows which one of
Jerry,
us.
the character that wasn't there until he was dead.
All right. Well, that was good. That was a nice run.
What a session.
Wow.
That was
Yeah.
fun. And hopefully sometime in the future we should have one where I don't make a cockroach race.
Look, like we said before, look, how about we go back and I'll review our biggest mistake? I would
I
definitely
mean,
say
you can do that on your own
KDrac
later. I don't want to look at this anymore.
What would you guys say was my biggest mistake?
No, Burrito, you should do your own
Was it
post-mortem.
beef?
No, Burrito, you have to do your own post-mortem.
My own post-mortem.
Actually, yours was beef. That's when it started getting silly, and then I just made cockroaches.
And I just
Yep. Okay.
Basically,
I did
consistent
everything
the whole way.
perfectly.
It's true.
So.
Apart from the trains,
Mm-mm.
I'd say that was Rybo's biggest mistake. Was the
Very-
trains.
He's saying
Yeah,
the
the
least
trains.
impactful thing in the entire story. Yeah.
The train.
Yeah, thanks. Yep.
You're welcome.
I did way worse stuff than that, but
What do you mean?
mm,
Yes. Something about, forcing the cockroaches to be a thing.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty bad.
Look,
Oh, boy.
you can't blame yourself for KDrac's mistakes.
I did need an explanation.
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Because KDrac's explanation was one of them was the fucking leader of the fucking faction. It's not an explanation at all.
Fuck.
All
I'm good
right.
at answering questions with more questions.
Didn't answer any
That's my
questions.
forte.
All right. So this was the
Asked a
KDrac Rainbow
question and
Party.
Just asked another question.
This was the KDrac Rainbow Party with
It
Rash
was.
Yeah.
Are we
KDrac.
over already?
Always will be.
We devolved into a
It's
get
like the
together.
human civilization.
Oh, yeah.
And special guest Ribosome. Thank you for being on the show, Ribo.
Special guest. Oh
Yeah.
my.
This is special.
Goddamn
Brains.
meat.
Thanks for having me.
Is that the end?
folks.
Is me saying made out of meat? Can that just be the end? Can that be the
No,
last
this
line?
is the end.